Trae Young. Trae Young has a big problem. What is Trae Young's big problem? Well, besides him only being 4 feet tall, playing in the NBA with behemoths, he shoots terrible shots. You can't be 4 feet tall, the size of an elf, and just chunking shots from half court because you shooting these bad shots is like a turnover. Then when the team gets the ball and comes the other way, they can score on you because you're not playing any defense. So you're losing on both ways. Basically, if Trae Young is not hitting shots, he's not benefiting your team. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is a very talented player. Very, very talented. However, the makeup of the Atlanta Hawks doesn't match him, right? When you think about diminutive guards, small NBA players who have been successful in the NBA, you think about players like Allen Iverson, players like Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Steph Curry. Well, the thing about each one of those players is their teams was built in a way to where they could be successful and to take away from their deficiencies, right? Um, Allen Iverson, his whole team that was built around him was defensive players, um, excellent defensive players. Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars, they were part of the Detroit Bad Boys. Their whole team outside of them was built with defensive players. It's just really, really, really difficult to win at the highest levels when you're undersized. I mean, that's not saying you don't have the heart of a champion. It's just saying that it's going to be much more difficult. And because it's going to be much more difficult because you're smaller, then that means that you have to make smarter plays, right? It's okay to shoot from half court if that's your shot, right? You have to function within a team chemistry. So when I look at Trae Young, and he's a phenomenal player, but what you want to see is that consistency night in and night out. That's what it takes to be a champion, right? So think about Chris Paul. Would you say that Chris Paul has enjoyed a better career than Trae Young? I would. But guess what Chris Paul is lacking? He didn't have a championship ring. Hell of a point guard. They call Chris Paul the point god. And he still doesn't have a championship ring. So Trae Young's biggest problem is not his height, it's his shot selection and his overall basketball IQ at this time. By him being such a potent offensive weapon, I think he will be better served in figuring out ways how to make his teammates better. And by making his teammates better, then that puts the team in a position to win at the highest levels. Well, you let me know what you think. All right? Holla.